when we heard the Bahamas had been hit so severely, I actually had been in St. Augustine tying up my boat thinking that the Hurricane Dorian is going to hit, the coastline of Florida. Was like, wow, this is our neighbors, we gotta get there. And so we went in first to Nassau and toured and started doing a little music and art at the Nassau shelters, but just for like a kind of one day kind of recon trip. We connected and made partnerships with the National Art Gallery of the Bahamas based in Nassau, and we started working together with them to create a project and workshops of psychosocial support. I knew that I needed to get to Marsh Harbor, and there was through the grapevine and word of mouth, and also some news was saying that it's a toxic environment, and you can't get into Marsh Harbor. And I said, well, that's where I need to be. And so we got a connection through a connection, a lot of beautiful people coming together, and kind of like a spider web of friends and good-hearted individuals, like helping introduce each other. And this really incredible United States local-based nonprofit tuned me into the incredible work that Missionary Flights International is doing around the Caribbean, and at that moment, specifically in Marsh Harbor and in the Bahamas. Actually, the first day that I had showed up here at MFI, at the airport, I met Sarah, and Sarah was taking my information on my passport, and she was asking some questions about the purpose of travel. And I told her I was going to do some creative therapy and some painting of the murals. And she's like, oh, I love to paint horses. So we started talking and exchanged kind of social media contact. And then I learned later that she had been following, and MFI, directly and indirectly, had been following all the work that I had done and then my team had done over in the Bahamas since you guys originally flew me over there. And then I get an email from Kevin, and I read the email, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely. What an incredible invitation to come back and to be able to reflect the gratitude that we have for everything that you guys do and you ladies do, and all of the engineers, all of the pilots, the volunteers, the doctors, the service workers, the missionaries, and the mechanics. Just so grateful for that, and to be able to create a composition together with people from MFI on a scale this size in a moment of total quarantine. So, with 3 people, 4 people here at MFI, and us painting all day, every day for 30 straight days. When else do we get to do that in the annual schedule unless everything's shut down? And it seemed that God created this incredible window to create a masterpiece, and to be able to focus on every square inch of that wall and not leave anything without that love, that attention, and that discipline to keep the common focus and the goal in mind, and in heart. So I think that you guys started with just a good heart and a common goal and a God's calling to this. So being here has been amazing, and so we took full advantage of the opportunity to create the best masterpiece that we could in this moment. And so you have the children. The boy in the top left is actually a Haitian boy that MFI works with, and is from a photograph of an MFI photographer. And that was really, really great to look through the archives of the work and the people that you engage with, and to have something personalized, The little girl has the old aviation cap as a kind of a reminder of, hey, we're dreamers. Let's dream. A lot of the pilots that are actually flying these, DC-3s had dreamt when they were kids that they get to fly, right? And here they are. So that was really awesome to be able to take the actual model of the DC-3 and to show that it starts from a dream of a kid because they're safe and feel loved and they're connected with God, that they actually have the freedom and the opportunity to dream, and taking that dream and turning it into a physical action and a reality in their adult life. And so then it went to the cockpit. And the cockpit, we got the pilots of the DC-3s here of MFI to really look like in a way that they probably hadn't looked at their cockpit before, because they had to look at what color is the button actually glowing when the switch turned on, you know? Like, is that a blue-green or a yellow-green, or like, you know, what is it, you know? And so we got all of the switches exactly where they needed to be, in photographs and like notes from Kevin and the pilots helping out. And then even the gas gauges are exactly the level that they would be right when somebody had departed from this hangar, just about to arrive in Haiti. And also the compass is pointed exactly to Haiti. And there's so many things up there that the pilots are rewarded for knowing what they're looking at, because a lot of people may not know. But that's the fun thing, is that like everybody's rewarded, even the professional that looks at the cockpit every single day. So that was a cool thing that we got to do, and definitely a new experience artistically for both of us. Like, we never painted the cockpit of an airplane, you know? And it was really, that was really awesome. Kevin and Sarah actually used this machine that was lent to us by Ray, one of the pilot's wife, that they were able to cut out the stencils of every single word up there, so the cockpit could have, you know, the same text of what you see in the cockpit, you know? I mean, we thought it was so cool that we actually like got a stencil from Kevin of our own names, and that's how we signed our name, you know? And because we really wanted to take a little bit of an artistic license, have some fun, smile, and enjoy the symbolism, we put Don, the founder of MFI, on as the pilot of one of the original inventions, like in, you know, the late 1800s, you know, as just kind of like a fun commentary on how long and committed MFI has been around. And so that was fun. And we got Paul. You know, so many people had mentioned how special Paul is as a Haitian American man, missionary, good-hearted, kind guy, you know, stand-up guy, you know, that kind of, I believe that the next generation definitely benefits from having around, you know, good role models. It's really, really important. And so we painted him to honor him, and also elders, and also the wisdom of the years, and also, you know, MFI, you know, volunteers, workers, missionaries, pilots, all that. It was really important to show both the youth and the dreaming, and also the experience and the love and the compassion that comes with the years of service. So then it continues. And Azarine, Amanda, she ended up painting the palace. Yeah. Where's that palace located?
Port-au-Prince. Yeah, it was right after the earthquake, actually. So it was crumbled, but it turned out beautifully, and it was actually really interesting to paint, because, I mean, when do you paint destruction, really? But yeah, we got through it really quickly, and even though it's crumbled, it still has, you know, that feel of, you know, there's Haitians are still, you know, they're still there.
The flag's standing strong, right?
They're ready to rebuild, and that's where it flows into the next scene, and into the rebuilding of these places, and really, you know, bringing the spirits up and lifting.
Yeah. Then what, you know, something to take note of is, obviously, if we're reading from left to right, like the Western Hemisphere does, then you see like the stormy skies, the lightning, the big rough waves, and you also see the destruction, because the two buildings, you know, on the other side of the arm from the palace, those are also Haitian buildings that were destroyed in the earthquake. And as you move to the right, you come across, as you pass the center, you know, console, or the center divider of the cockpit, then you enter into the calmness after the storm, the light after the darkness, the hope after the destruction, and the creativity as well. And you see the Hopetown Lighthouse. And we actually had painted in Hopetown, and painted the Hopetown Lighthouse there at the local library on that island. And so it's really, you know, connects with us, and it just makes complete sense, right? Hopetown. You know, Hopetown Lighthouse, a lighthouse, how symbolic is that? And then we got to paint together the depiction of La Perla with some artistic license. But that house there with the Puerto Rican flag is the real house in La Perla that is painted like that with the Puerto Rican flag. And next to the Hopetown lighthouse, we also have the Bahamian flag. So we're honoring these different countries that have demonstrated incredible resilience and faith, while simultaneously honoring MFI for getting on the ground, before, after, and following up and creating sustainability as well, which is very important. So there's that element. And then what's in Paul's eye?
Paul's Eye, we have Haiti in Paul's Eye, but also we have the Haitian mountains all through the whole scape, just from top to bottom, because you guys say there was so much amazing work in Haiti, right?
Yeah.
So we have Haiti all through there, and then also in his eye, just to really bring it all together.
Wait, I don't understand. How can you fit Haiti in his eye?
It's a reflection.
Oh.
Yeah, but you really gotta look at it, because you're like, what is that? It's a reflection, and then you're like, wait, what? It's an island.
Yeah. And also one of the reasons why we painted those mountains of Haiti in the distance is because with so many flights that MFI does all around Haiti and Dominican Republic, constantly flying over these mountains. This is the actual view from the cockpit. So I felt that was a nice contribution and show the harmony between technology and nature and honoring God's creation, And wow, and just super, super amazed that we had this opportunity and happy to share.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up? Excelente.